A framework used previously and will ensure equity to all students, especially from low-income families.
The amount that we are funding our universities from an average of 45 billion shillings every year to 82 billion shillings every year. That is the quantum of additional resources we are making available both for help, for scholarships that go to our universities. The new student-centered funding model has 5 bands. The banding did not start with this model. Everybody should know that. We started the banding in 1996. Instead of having four bands, we made it 5. In the new funding model, about 12% of the students are in band 1.
Facing hard questions as to why the new model is banding students in the wrong bands and criteria used to determine the bands, President William Ruto has said there's room for appealing such cases that currently 26,000 students are in the appeal process out of the 134,000 students who applied for funding this year.
Whatever is written here, #fee has fallen. Your Excellency, the fee has not fallen, that's why we are here. What was so wrong with the old funding model that we could not sit down and amend it? You have spoken, I've understood what you have said in regards to scholarship and the loans. You know, comrades come to you and tell you, Kisero, we have been placed in this band, and people are really suffering, Mr. President. And my question is, why then do COOPs have to place them in private university if they can't be sustained the same way as those in public university?
There's been cases, legitimate cases, of some students who have been placed in the wrong band. There is an opportunity for a parent or a student, if they are banded in a band that they don't think, they are aware that the processing will take 3 weeks.
And to avert wrong band placement, students have been urged to provide accurate information on their backgrounds.
Explain this to me. We have a parent earning 25,000 shillings, and the firstborn has made it to JKUAT to do financial engineering. But this family has 7 people. It has 6 siblings under the person who has made it to financial engineering. So, under what category does this person fall?
The MTI makes sure that you are classified correctly. This is a system that whatever comes out of it depends on what we input. So if we don't provide the correct information, then we're going to be banded wrongly. And because we are coming from a point that this is a new system, one of the recommendations that we gave to help and higher education was please leave a room so that if there is anyone who may have submitted wrong information, can still re-provide an information that can be used for reconsideration. If a circumstance change, like your parents, guardian loses job, your parent loses job, you lose parents, you can re-provide the information that please reconsider my banding or my categorization so that I can have a space or be treated where I am supposed.
And Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua is currently chairing the 24th Intergovernmental Budget and Economics Council (IBEC) that has brought together governors, Treasury, Cabinet Secretary and other stakeholders. The meeting taking place at the official Deputy President's residence. Let's cruise over and listen in.
Draft circular to inform the consultations on the requirements for approval to withdraw from the county revenue funds. These guidelines will be presented here today for your review and further guidance. During the extraordinary session, we made significant progress regarding implementation of the integrated county revenue management systems. It was resolved that counties will continue to maintain and operate their existing revenue systems while the National Steering Committee finalizes development of the new system and corresponding regulations. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, during our last meeting, we resolve to mobilize financial resources to onboard the remaining 19 counties on the Tax Administration Diagnostic Assessment Tool TADAT program. My office, in collaboration with the Commission on Revenue Allocation, the National Treasury, United Nations Capital Development Fund, and other stakeholders, has commenced initiatives in that direction. I'm also happy to note that, as reported during our last meeting, the CRA launched and gazetted the model tariffs and pricing policy in July. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, further to our resolutions, we have successfully transferred movable assets, including registers and valuation reports, to the 47 county governments. The IGRTC, in collaboration with NTSA, is facilitating the change of ownership of these assets. Additionally, the State Department of Devolution, in collaboration with IGTRC and other relevant MDAs, has made significant progress in valuation of fixed assets in preparation for the ultimate transfer to respective county governments. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, besides, the Ministry of Tourism, in executing the 50/50 revenue sharing directive from the national parks, which host counties, has established a technical team of relevant stakeholders to develop a comprehensive implementation roadmap, a topic.
Away from that, a section of legislatures from Embu County have warned that any attempts to merge education bursaries must move towards making education free and eradicating the bureaucracy in the Ministry of Education. Speaking at Mangua Full Gospel Church of Kenya, Mbeere North Member of Parliament Geoffrey Ruku stated that it was a good idea to merge education bursaries, but insisted that the formula of allocation must take into consideration learners from marginalized areas where many parents are poor. Ruku also urged the teachers to give dialogue priority in order to ensure that learners are not affected. He observed that teachers have a right to demand better remuneration from the government.
Who is needed to ensure the bursaries go to the needy students, and more so, over 98% of the parents of Mbeere North are needy, and that's why we are supporting all the parents who apply for these bursaries. We have proposals which are coming nationally as far as bursaries is concerned. Yes, the National Assembly will look at the interrogation, will look at the proposals, whether we are going to merge all these bursaries to ensure we are free basic education, we are free tertiary education in the Republic of Kenya.
I support 100% kuhakikisha kila mtoto anapata nafasi. Na wakati nilikuwa napeana basari zangu, I knew wale watoto wa shule huku Manyata waliona ile kazi nilifanya ndio waweze kupata nafasi ya masomo. Niliongeza basari zikafika karibu 5,000. Wakati huko hakujapatikana basari ya 2,000. Lakini ni vizuri tuseme
Kisumu County is currently hosting festivals for arts and culture dubbed Festac. Azimio Chief Raila Odinga and former Nigerian President Olusegun Obasanjo are expected to grace the festival. The first of its kind was first held in 1966 in Senegal, with the Chief Executive Officer of the festival, Grace Momo, calling on Kenyans to turn up in large numbers to celebrate the African cultures. And now let's cross over live and listen in to what the Azimio leader is talking about.
And all the counties around here, I could actually name almost 7 unique places in each of those counties. But how many of us even in Kenya know that? So mine is purely to urge, let us see Festac as an opportunity to attract cultural, sports, and other types of investments into our counties. And let us mix with the business people who are coming here from different parts of the world and make sure that they see something to invest in this country. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Engineer Obath. Before I bring my second speaker on, I'd like to recognize somebody in the house.
NCBA Bank has officially opened its newest branch in Githunguri town. The bank in its latest move seeks to enrich its customer base just a month after realizing a huge growth in its profits for the first half of the year compared to the same period last year. In conjunction with the MediaMax Networks Limited, KMFM, the bank is currently engaging residents of Githunguri in Kiambu County in a roadshow of its kind. Our reporter Ian K24 has been with the team since morning and now joins us live with the latest development. Over to you, Kaitani.
Well, thank you very much, Bentura Komboka. Just like you rightly put it, we are in Limuru in Kiambu County, where NCBA is set to officially open its Limuru town branch. We're just, of course, from Githunguri, where they officially opened their branch in Githunguri town earlier on today. And just to be quick, and joining me this particular time will be the Group Director Retail Banking, that is Mr. Tyrus Mudiga, will be telling us more about NCBA and what moves they're making in the market and even the opening of these particular branches. A very good afternoon to you, sir.
Good afternoon to you.
So let's just go straight into it. The opening of new branches. This is the second branch that you're officially opening today. Of course, they've been running for some time, but you're officially opening them today. What is the main goal of the bank in terms of expanding and opening these new branches?
Okay. So thank you very much. Yes, we're in Limuru today. We are opening officially the branch that we operationally launched in January. It's been part of our branch expansion program where over the last, say, 30 months, 2.5 years, we've opened about 27 branches. And we realized that NCBA was very concentrated in Nairobi and that there were big opportunities, a lot of customers that were being inconvenienced. So in Limuru, for example, our nearest branch was in Village Market. And so that's not very convenient. And we realized that there was opportunity to get closer to the people, add convenience. This is the fourth branch we've opened this year operationally, the fifth branch. We are on site in another 5 branches. We're looking at areas like Nyahururu, Kawangware, Kariobangi, even Garissa, Kikuyu. So it's part of extending our services to make it more convenient for customers to bank with us.
Now, you've mentioned Kariobangi, Kawangware. As a bank, are you looking at also empowering those small, medium enterprises, or in terms of bringing them on board, because most of the time they are left out? So is that part of your goal?
Exactly, yeah. So if you see some of the locations that we are in, Utawala, Gekomba, we're going into Kawangware. Kawangware branch will open this month, next month. And the idea of it is to get closer to where SMEs are, where business people are. We know that SMEs are a very important contributor to the economy of Kenya. They generate a lot of jobs and drive the economy. And so we've got great solutions around asset finance. We are the leading bank in asset finance. Beyond that, we do business solutions, working capital loan, trade finance, if you're importing and exporting. So when we go to say Gekomba, for example, we are doing a lot for the people who import, clothes, and we can help them import with facilities that make it easier for them to do business. And so that's the push. Provide relevant banking solutions in addition to those that we are very strong at, such as asset finance.
Now, you talked about asset finance. We know NCBA prides itself in being the home of asset finance. What asset finance solutions do you offer, as well as personal banking solutions?
So it ranges everything from commercial vehicles, whether that's a lorry, a big lorry, a small rolly, a canter, pickups. In the public sector, public transportation sector. We go even to leasing for schools, especially buses. We also have working capital facilities. So if anybody, say you are buying a lorry, you need capital to be able to run it. You're going to employ staff and so on. So it's a whole package, and I would encourage our customers in Limuru and everywhere, please join us. Let's have a conversation. Let's see how we can partner together to grow.
Now, finally, your assets grew by 4.3%, around 689 billion. What figures are you looking at going forward to the second half of the year?
We are optimistic. I think it's been a challenging environment to grow business with interest rates and the disruptions that we saw especially the last couple of months. But we remain confident. We've grown strongly this year. When you grow 4% into 600 billion, we are now the third largest bank in the country. So we remain confident. We are still open for business. We are pushing hard. We are optimistic that we'll have a strong second half.
Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, Bentura, that was the group director, retail banking here, Mr. Tyrus Muithiga, who's been just briefing us on what NCBA is up to, just as it looks to rather at expanding its base moving forward through the second half of 2024. Remember, NCBA Bank did register profit in the first half of 2024, amounting to 9.8 billion, up from 9.4 billion in the first half of the year. Back to you, Bentura.
Well, thank you, Kaitai, for that update. And at this point, we take a break here at K24 Newscast. Stay put for more news to come.